Welcome to the world's worst intro video ever. I've been asked by a few people to do a makeup tutorial, so if you want to see how I got this fall inspired makeup look, please keep on watching. Hey guys, as you can tell, I am super excited to be finally doing this video. First things first, I'm going to prime my skin with the Smashbox Primerizing Primer. It is super moisturizing and also very lightweight. It almost feels a little bit watery in texture, but I love how it feels on my skin. I love how moisturizing it is, especially now that I have some dry patches on my skin from the changing weather, I guess you could say. Put it all over your face, under your eye. Be very gentle though with your under eyes. Right here I'm just tapping, making sure it's tacky and ready for makeup application. Next up, I'm going to be doing my foundation. I'm actually going to be mixing two of my all-time favorites. It's the Dior Air Flash and the Lancome Ultrawear. Don't know how to pronounce it, but that's the one I'm using. Separately, these guys are amazing, but together they work absolute magic, in my opinion. That's one of the great things about makeup, is that you can really mix and match and find out what works for you. I'm going to be blending this into my skin using my beauty blender. I love this. It's my favorite thing to use to do anything, basically foundation, concealer. If you need a more budget-friendly option because maybe you just don't feel like shelling out the $22 for a beauty blender, you can use the Real Techniques one. I love that one. It's like a little orange one. I love that one. It's really budget friendly and it works just as well. Next up is my concealer. I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in Fair Neutral, I believe it is. I love this stuff. It's really heavy duty. You do not need a lot of it. Obviously, I am blatantly ignoring that. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I just felt like being extra. This is just whatever. Full coverage queens. Woohoo! You put it anywhere that you need to conceal or highlight and whatnot. When I blend this stuff out, I do not do my under eye first. I do my chin, my forehead, my nose, or wherever else that I've put it, and then I do my under eye the very last. And the reason that I do this is because concealer has a tendency to crease, and so if I do it last, I can just blend it out really quickly and then set it so that way it does not crease. I mean, you can do whatever you want. It's makeup, have fun with it, but this is just the way that I prefer to do it. Set my face, I'm going to be using the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finishing Powder. I love this stuff. It's one of my favorite setting powders of all time. It just really makes your skin look airbrushed and flawless, and I just love it. I'm not really sure what happened with the lighting, but I do fix it in a second, so bear with me. I'm using the Precisely My Brow Pencil by Benefit in shade 6, I believe. Usually I use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer in medium brown, and while I still love that, I'm still a diehard fan for Anastasia Beverly Hills, I have just been reaching for the Benefit pencil more. I'm not really sure why. Some days I just feel like going more of a brown shade with my brows, and then other times I feel like more of a grayish blackish tone is more appropriate. I don't know. I mean, it's makeup. You can do whatever you want. I'm going to go ahead and speed through this because you do not want to just sit here for 5 minutes and watch me do my brows. Quickly, this isn't pictured, but I do prime my eyelids with the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot, and then I set that with the lightest shade in a random palette. It was the Natural Eyes by Too Faced. Any color matching your skin tone will do, and this is just going to help the eyeshadows blend more easily. I'm using the Jaclyn Hill and Morphe palette. I love this palette. It's so bomb. I'm going to be using this light beigey brown sort of shade as my transition color, and I'm just doing windshield wiper motions and circular motions. Everything is really light-handed. I don't press really hard into the powder, just a tap or two, a light tap or two, and then I tap off the excess. Next, I'm going in with this orangey shade. It really reminded me of fall, and as you know, we're in October, so I had to use it. This is really pigmented. You don't need a lot, as you can see. I didn't know that, so I did have to spend some extra time blending it out, which brings me into my next point. Use little and then build up. Don't just use a whole bunch, but I made that mistake, obviously. It was late. I'm trying to hurry. I'm sorry. Next, I'm using this deep red color. I love this color, and this is just to deepen the crease. Always start where you want most of the color to go. As you notice, I start in the outer corner because that's where I want to concentrate those deep dark colors at, and then I blend out, or well, blend into the inner corner of my eye. The next shade I'm going to be using in the palette is this black shade right here, and I'm going to be applying it using a denser blending brush. This brush is by Morphe. Actually, all of the brushes that I've used today are by Morphe. I love the brand, they're really affordable, and the brushes are really good too. Now guys, with black shadows, be really careful, because if you go in too intensely, it can end up looking like someone punched you in the eye, and that is not a cute look for anybody. I've had that happen to me quite a few times. It's just not fun, and it just ruins your whole entire makeup look, and nobody likes that. So next up, I'm going to be using this metallic shade in the palette. At first, I went and applied it with my finger, but I don't know, I just didn't like how that applied, so I ended up going back in with a synthetic brush and some Fix Plus, and I liked how that turned out much better. Any little synthetic brush will do, and you can use your, setting spray if you don't have Fix Plus. There's the face. See, I did not like how that turned out. And just a side note, the reason that I sprayed my brush with Fix Plus is because it just makes the metallic eyeshadow pop more, I guess you could say. It just makes it pop. I don't know what else to say. And then I'm going back in with that blending brush once again. Now for the lower lash line, I'm going to go into that red shade with a pencil brush, and I'm going to blend that all along my lower lash line. And then I'm going to go back in with that orange shade that I used previously and blend that in as well, just to make it look seamless and put together. The eyeliner that I'm using is the Too Faced Sketch Marker, I believe it's called. It's not my favorite, but it's what I had lying around. I'm going to go ahead and quickly do the other eye off camera. This one is completely done except for lashes and mascara, so I'll do that on the other side. And we will be right back. How's that for some fancy smancy editing power? Not really. As you can see, my dad is in the room. He decided to grace us with his arm. I'm contouring my face with the Kevin Aucoin medium sculpting powder. It is so expensive, but so worth it. If you guys want some drugstore dupes, let me know. Then I'm going to go into the Cheek Parade palette, into the Hoola bronzer, and that's by Benefit to bronze my face. I'm going back into that palette. I'm going to mix those two blushes. I'm going to start at the apples of my cheeks and then lightly blend back towards the outer perimeter of my face. After that, I'm going to dip into my loose setting powder. It's the RMCA No Color powder. It is amazing and really, really affordable. And I'm using that to just carve out my contour in my cheeks. Then I'm going to go in to the Aurora palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills to highlight, but not exactly before realizing that I left that powder on my face and I had to dust it off. I'm going to go ahead and apply this highlighter anywhere I want to show through, I guess you could say, anything that I want to highlight. So I'm going to do my cheekbones. As you can see by the expression on my face, this highlighter is no joke. I know you can't really tell on camera, but it is amazing. Or well, maybe you can. Look at that highlight. Oh my gosh, look at that nose. It is popping. I don't even know. Do people say that anymore? Whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and line my lips with a NYX pencil. I don't recall the exact shade, but it's just this really dark, deep red that almost perfectly matches the shade of lipstick that I'm going to be doing, which, by the way, is the Jeffree Star Liquid Lip in Unicorn Blood. I love Jeffree Star's liquid lipsticks. For me, right now, they're my favorite. I own so many of them, it is not funny. They dry down matte, they're beautiful. Well, some of them dry down matte. He has some metallic shades, but they're just gorgeous and they stay on. I forgot to highlight my brow and my inner corner, which is what you see me doing now, and I'm using just some random brush that I picked up to do so. It was clean, so that's what I used. Alright guys, there you have it. This is my fall vampy makeup look. I know the camera angle right now sucks, but we're making do. If you liked this look, then let me know. I had a lot of fun doing this. My dad came in, so that's the majority of the video is actually edited out because my dad was standing here and he was like, don't you put me in that video. So if you liked it, let me know, and if you'd like me to do more, let me know. Bye guys.